Hi, hello! I am the Queen of Daggers and I hold the cards. Aries, 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 my dear, this is your midweek reading where we check in on how you're doing on your journey and just sit here and chat for a minute. So, if you're new here, please feel free to hit the subscription button if you feel like this resonates. This may not resonate for everyone. Take what does, leave the rest. It is a general. And also, if you do hit the subscription button, please click the little bell so you are the first to know when I am being yelled at by the magic cardboard and then telling you in a much nicer way what the magic cardboard is telling me. If it does resonate, also please hit the like button. If you want to comment with like your favorite snack or where you're from, I'm from Rhode Island in the US, or if you'd like to tell me the worst joke you know, as I love terrible jokes, feel free to do that too. You can also just say hello, but it's up to you. I won't tell you what to do. You're an Aries, you wouldn't listen anyway. If you're new here, please also do all of that, and if it doesn't resonate, no one's going to stop you from doing all of that. I'm just putting that out there, okay? I'm just saying. So, I like to do a Lenormand to start things off to get some context on what's going on here. So we have mountain, which can represent blockages, followed by book, which is, you know, things that you know or things that you need to be aware of. This is your story, and this is the story of these blockages. Now, following that we have Lily. And Lily is sort of a calm serenity or a wisdom, so to speak. And from there we have mirror. So this is reflection, reflecting on yourself, reflecting on what is causing these blockages in this story you're writing of your own life as you learn and grow. So, now that we have that out of the way, let's get into all of this. So we're starting with the Page of Wands upright. Now the Page of Wands, can we just focus on like how adorable he is for a second? He's got his little hat with the feather, he's got his cute little cape, he's just looking down, he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's doing his best, and that's all that matters. Anyway, so we've got the Page of Wands. You have this idea that you want to bring forth. However, you have the Page of Swords in reverse. You don't know if it's a good idea. And with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups in reverse, you're a little worried that this is going to deplete your resources, that this is going to deplete your emotions. You think you're destined to fail. As much as you want this to work, you're afraid of failure here. And I did clarify why these queens are in reverse, because it's a very good question. Please explain. So we have the Six of Coins. Now the Six of Coins here is in reverse. You want this. This is what you want. I need to find editing software. This is so very bright. Okay. These cards are very, very bright. So you have the Six of Coins, or the Six of Pentacles. You're in reverse. You're afraid that this isn't going to lead to anything, that this is just going to deplete your resources, that it's not gonna end well, my dear. And we have the Ace of Wands. You have this idea, and you're you're hell-bent on it, I mean, in some respect. But with the Queen of Swords in reverse, you don't feel like you can really accomplish this. You don't think that you can cut through everything that's in your way. But the only thing in your way with the Eight of Swords here is yourself, okay? You can easily get out of this. These swords are more pointed in front, and you can just walk backwards. You're looking down. You're not looking up. You're not looking at what can be rather than what can't be. So you've put yourself in this position of, I'm going to fail, before you've even started. And you've put yourself into this hermit mode of, no, I need to isolate myself, this just isn't going to work, I have this idea, I want to bring it to people, but I can't. And then we have the Sun in reverse, and I found that particularly interesting. So to clarify that, we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So you feel like you're not going to be able to celebrate, you feel like you should not bring this idea to anyone, you don't think it's going to work out, and that's not where I want you to be, my dear. With the Five of Wands in reverse here, you've been fighting with yourself on this, and you're sick of fighting with yourself on this. You're sick of fighting with other people on whether or not your ideas are good, whether or not they are worth pursuing. And then we have, what are you, my dear? The Nine of Cups in reverse. You feel like you don't have anything to offer people in this. You feel like if you do try to offer it, it's going to be rejected. Now, I'm not going to say this is romantic necessarily, or even relationship based. I think you're just afraid that it's doomed to fail, and that's not necessarily true. Like I said, the only thing stopping you here is yourself. And then we have the Nine of Wands, and it is sideways, so this can go either way. This can be a beautiful success, or you can just drop the wand, lose your idea, and pretend it never happened. You can be successful with this, I think, with the Nine of Wands. You can pick up this idea, you can drop all of the things that are in your way, and you can go for it. But you're afraid to do that. So it's sideways. You have this choice to make. And the only person who can make this is you. The only person who can make that is you. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Now the Eight of Pentacles is work. You're afraid to work on this project, on this whatever idea that you have. You're afraid to bring it to people. You're afraid it's going to just deplete your resources. You're afraid no one's going to listen. You're afraid it's not worth going for. And because of that, you're not working on it right now. Now that's clarified by the Four of Cups, because of course it is. You are focusing on these other options, on, you know, what might go wrong, etc., on these other emotions like anxiety, just paralyzed by all of that, when there's this cup right here that you're completely ignoring, and that cup is being offered to you, that emotional stability, that fulfillment, that somebody who will listen and who will absolutely say, you know, this is, yeah, I think that's a good idea, I think you should go for it. Now, and then we have the Fool. And you feel like this is a foolish idea. You are afraid to bring it forth because of that. And you know what? That doesn't necessarily mean it is. The Fool is also the beginning. It is also, you know, jumping off that cliff, starting your journey, and just going for it blindly. You don't know if it's going to succeed or if it's going to fail. But you know what? It's better to fail forward than to never do anything. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. But with the High Priestess in reverse, you're manipulating yourself into thinking that that's not true. You think if you fail in any regard, if it's not 100% perfect, if you don't just get up and go and make it work, it's not worth even trying. You're the one putting yourself in this energy. Nobody else is telling you this because you're too afraid to tell anyone about it in the first place. Now, so let's check the bottom of the deck, because like I've said before, if you've seen my other videos, this is generally what I do, and if you haven't seen this before, I'll tell you why I pull so many. This is your epilogue. This is what can happen at the end of the story, and this is potentially your advice. Now, we'll see how that goes. Because we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. You are afraid you won't be supported in this endeavor. And I think that's what scares you the most. Then we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. You feel like because no one will support you, it's not worth doing. It's not worth putting your all into. It's not worth putting any of your resources into, because if no one is supporting you, if no one is going to sit there and tell you like, yeah, this is a good idea. Yeah, dude, go for it. You know, be the fool. Jump off the cliff. Try it. See what happens. It's not worth trying at all. You don't want to fail, and you don't want people to see you fail. Whoops. Here we go. And we have the High Priestess in reverse again. So you are the only person who is causing this. You are doing this to yourself. Again, you are the one not making the decision. You are the one manipulating yourself into thinking you can't do anything at all. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, because without making that action, without taking this, without, you know, changing from the Page of Swords in reverse to just the Page of Swords, where you're bringing this forth and recognizing that the sun is right there, you're setting yourself up for failure You will never succeed if you don't try. And frankly, you never succeed if you don't fail. And that brings us to the star. Now, right now, I see the star as you're not seeing this guidance that you have in the sky, this North Star. People have been using the stars for centuries, millennia, frankly, to track their position in the world and find where they need to be. Instead, you're focused on this big lake, and I think this big lake, this ocean, is really your fears, because that's what you're pouring your cup into. You're pouring your cup, you're pouring all of your emotions and everything that this idea can cause. You're throwing it away, and you don't need to do that. You really don't. You really, really don't. Because you're in this Eight of Cups energy. You're trying to walk away from it because you're so afraid that you won't have that support, and that in the end you're going to break your own heart by not succeeding the way you want to succeed. And I don't think that that's what's really going to happen to you. I think with the Seven of Swords here, if you take your resources, if you take these ideas, if you bring them forth, if you just run with it, just go with it, and leave behind that anxiety, all of that fear, all of that, what if it doesn't work, I don't know, what. If you leave that behind, I think that you can really make it. But, again, you're the one keeping yourself here for no reason. So, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. You're afraid to bring this to anyone. You're afraid no one's going to listen. This is something that you really, really have your heart set on doing, but you're too afraid to do it. And that is just silly, my dear. And because of that, you're in this Ten of Wands energy. You are keeping this as a burden, and you're burdening yourself with this concept of failure. And I don't think that you're really going to fail. I think that the only thing that will make you fail is yourself. I really do. Rude. Because the last card we have is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the only page that you've gotten, and you've gotten every page so far, is the Page of Wands. This idea that you have, that's what you're clinging on to. And the Page of Pentacles is you're afraid to bring your resources out there. You're afraid to ask for help with. You're afraid to ask for anyone to help with the resources. You're afraid you don't have enough. You're afraid you won't be able to do it. And that's not true. That's just not true. Because that's what's going to keep you in this Nine of Cups energy. So this is what I have for you today, for your midweek reading. Aries, my dear, my darling Aries, and I do love you. One of my best friends is an Aries. My kid is an Aries. He has 3 whole teeth, and I'm very proud of him. So, your fear of failure is the only thing holding you back from taking this jump. And like I said, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly, so I think that you should really go for this. I really do. And if you do fail, that just means you've found a way to make sure that you succeed in the future. Alright? Alright. Now, if this resonated in any way, my dear, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the little bell so you know first when I'm yelled by the magic cardboard, and then tell you what it means. You can leave a comment if you'd like, tell me your favorite snack, tell me your worst joke, just tell me how you're doing, just say hi, hello, or where you're from. Again, I'm from Rhode Island in the US, so I'd like to know where in the world you are from, Carmen Sandiego. I thought it was funny. And hopefully I will see you again tomorrow. Love you. Bye.